Hey everyone, Michael Bodner here with another Tesla Tunity. So you're pretty sure you want a Tesla Model 3, but you're not sure exactly how much range you're going to need. That's okay, I've got you covered. So sit back and I'll walk you through everything. Have you heard the buzzword range anxiety? That's something you see thrown around a lot against electric vehicles. When you run out of range, they're too slow to charge. Charging is not as convenient as getting gas. With Teslas, by and large, you could put range anxiety on hold. It's really not something to worry about. However, with that said, you want to make sure you get the right car for you that has the range for your daily needs. If you don't, the depreciation hit on a brand new car to replace it with the right car could be pretty extreme. So let's make sure you make the right choice and get it done right the first time. Tesla currently offers 4 variants of the Model 3, starting with the standard range version. That one has 220 miles of range, and that's the $35,000 car that we've all heard of. It's actually now $35,990 for a starting price. Now that car is only available off menu, so to get one of those, you'll have to talk to a Tesla associate in one of the showroom locations. Moving on from there, we have the Standard Range Plus for 240 miles of range. And then you get 2 vehicles with 310 miles of range each. That's the long range version and the performance version. With so many choices, how do you know which one's the right one for you? Just like you hear with range anxiety, a lot of the naysayers, or just a lot of genuinely curious people alike, will say, what's this car like on a road trip? Often I kind of chuckle at that question because most of us don't live our lives on a road trip. For me, we take 2 to 3 road trips a year, which basically means 95% of my miles, if not more, are around town in my daily commute and our regular old weekend activities. So for me, I don't plan my vehicle purchase around road trips. If you do, obviously, of course, take that into account. Check where your superchargers and public chargers are and what kind of range you need for that. But again, for me, I'm going to go with the 95% use case and pick the right car based on my daily needs. So to get us started, I've got a couple questions you can ask yourself. And they're really simple. How long is your daily commute? How often is it longer than that? And how long could it be? Does it get really cold where you are? Can you charge at work or school or some other similar location? Can you charge at home? Are you near a supercharger or other fast charging public networks? All right, so let's break those questions down and use me as the example. My daily commute is about 60 miles. Sometimes I take my kids to and from school or camp. That'll usually add about 8 more miles. And sometimes I'll take my car out for lunch, and let's just say that could add another 10 miles or so. So what does that mean? My daily regular old commute is about 78 miles a day. It doesn't get cold by me, which is great. Well, right now I wish it would get cold, but you know what I mean. Cold weather zaps range, so that's fortunate. We don't have to worry about that here in Florida. I'm not able to charge at work. There's no charging available, and there's no public charging close, at least close enough to be practical. I can charge at home though, so that's the key. I'm able to charge at home. If you're not able to charge at work or at home, a supercharger might not be that close, or public charging as well, you really need to plan carefully for your day-to-day range commitments and how you're going to manage that accordingly. All right, so let's jump back to my daily commute. Remember, I drive about 78 miles a day. I like to add around number 20% to that for what we call efficiency loss. What does that mean? Why does that happen? It's the same thing, but actually reversed from a gas car. We're used to gas cars being better on the highway at stable speeds and worse in the city. Electric cars are the complete opposite of that, and I drive a high mix of higher speed highway driving, so I knock off about 20% of my efficiency lost in that highway driving. So let's take my 78 miles each day up to an even 100 for the sake of our example. Now that's not it though. Have you ever heard of vampire drain? That sounds scary. It's really not. That is usage of your battery, so that's going to be a hit on your range when you're not in the car. Now, fortunately, Teslas are really efficient, so you really don't have to worry about that too much. But there's also some great functionality that they provide that I do take advantage of. 2 great features, actually. The first one's called cabin overheat protection. And if you're not sure what that is, well, it's exactly what it sounds like. The car's not going to overheat inside. The air conditioning in my car runs to keep the temperature to a maximum of about 100 to 105 degrees Fahrenheit. Without that on, my car would easily reach 140 degrees Fahrenheit inside. So you can kind of imagine how much air conditioning you need to cool off those 40 degrees for about 9 hours a day. And then beyond that, I use Tesla's Sentry Mode. If you're not familiar with that one, it's a great new feature that we have that basically enables all of your cameras to watch the surrounding area and report back if there's any issues while you're away from your car. With those two features running for, like I said, about 9 hours a day, you can expect to lose about 10 to 20 miles of range. The more events there are with Sentry Mode, the more range it could use. For the recording, it's not too bad, but I like to go with the top end estimate, just again, plan for the worst. So let's add about 20 miles. So where are we at? My 78 miles of driving a day is going to use about 120 miles of my car's range. All right, so let's keep going with the example here. Now, you're seeing range numbers on the Tesla website, but that is 100% range. If you didn't know, batteries actually don't like to be at 100%, and Tesla recommends a high-end daily charge rate of 90%. So let's adjust those ranges that we've been seeing on the Tesla website. The standard range drops from 220 miles down to 198 miles of everyday range. The standard range plus drops down from 240 miles to 216 miles of daily range. And finally, the long range and performance versions both drop down from 310 miles to 279 miles of daily usable range. All right, we're in the home stretch, I promise. What else haven't we considered though? Are you looking to move, change jobs, new school? Don't forget batteries degrade over time. There are still lots of other factors that can go into this. Remember, this is a long-term purchase here, not a short one. So plan accordingly, give yourself some extra cushion, make sure you have enough for your daily usage. All right, so if you look like you closely relate to my situation here, resemble my mileage, my usage, I think the standard range plus is the real steal here. The standard range at just under $36,000, I don't think you get enough range there, and you get the basic interior with it. For just a little bit more, just under $39,000, you get the standard range plus, that 240 miles of rated range, so that's the full range if you need it. You get the partial premium interior. Go ahead and go check it out on the Tesla website to see what's included in that. I think those things considered, and the inclusion of autopilot, I don't think autopilot's included on the standard range. I could be wrong though on that one, so definitely check me on that one. But I think the standard range plus is the real steal here. If you're trying to keep your costs low, again, it's just under $39,000. That's before incentives and possible gas savings. Now, if you're in a colder climate and you want the full 310 miles of range, or you want dual motor to go with it, or you've checked online and you like that full premium interior that's a little bit of an upgrade from the partial premium, then the long range version is definitely the car for you. At just under $48,000, the 0 to 60 time actually matches the Porsche 911 at 4.4 seconds. How can you beat that? And finally, if you need those 20-inch wheels, those red brakes, the carbon fiber spoiler, or those shiny aluminum pedals, and a half-inch lower suspension drop as well, the performance car's for you. At just under $55,000, the only thing I can say is it annihilates the competition. The Audi RS5, the BMW M4, the Mercedes C43, lower cost than all of them, and in some cases substantially lower, and the performance numbers are absolutely insane. So if you're in the market and you've got the budget for it, there's really no better car than the Model 3 Performance at this time. Now, of course, this video was really focused on range, but range isn't everything. These cars do have options, and options cost money. Different paint colors, different wheels, different interior. If you want those white seats, they cost more, or upgrading to full self-drive. Maybe after you take delivery, you want to get paint protection film or ceramic coating, or both. I've got a great video on that you can check out, and I've got a link up here, I think. So check that out. Those things, again, all cost money, so plan accordingly when you set your budget. Maybe the performance car is the top of your budget, but the smart buy is the long-range car with more options and paint protection film to keep it looking great for years to come. So only you know your budget, what you can swing, but plan accordingly. Don't just plan on the sticker price. Of course, there's tax, there's delivery and prep fees, and hopefully no loss on the car you're trading in. But again, only you know those things. Plan accordingly, and no matter what, you're going to get a great car in the Tesla Model 3. Well, that's all I had for you today, so I wish you the best of luck in configuring and ordering your brand new Tesla Model 3. If you'd like to receive 1,000 miles of free supercharging to go with your purchase, you can use my referral code. I've got it in the description down below. You'll get 1,000 miles and I'll get 1,000 miles, so we'll both benefit from it, and that'll be great. I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel, like this video, help my channel grow. And if you have any questions, you want to talk about it further, you can drop me a comment down below. I'm really interested in seeing your thoughts and conversing with you all. I'm also on all the social channels, so you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram as well. But that's it, everyone. So we'll catch you on the next one, and good luck with your purchase.